Hi everybody, this is another mastery tutorial, and here's mastery 18, nesting of conditional statements. What this is using a lot of ifs and else in one program. That's the basic stuff. Alright, let's get down to it. Here's a program I made so I can enlighten you in this wonderful trick of C++ coding and programming. Alright, we're gonna use the basic three variables. Number one, number two, number three. We're going to ask the user to give us the first number, the second number, and the third number, which is number one, number two, number three. And here's where the nesting conditionals come in. Here we're going to say if number one, we're going to use if, else. Alright, if this if doesn't work, you're going to go over here, else, then it's going to go into another if. We're going to be doing another logic system. Again, if this doesn't work, then it goes to the last else, and then it all just closes. It's go if this isn't correct, it goes else. If this isn't correct, it goes to else in here. Hope you guys understand it a little bit. All right, let me teach you about the conditions I use. If number one, the first number he introduced is higher than number two, and here's where the and comes in. Number one and number three is number one is higher than number three. What this little magical and is what this determines is like the main point of this condition. Both of these conditions must meet in order of this if for this if to bring out the highest number is number one. If one of these is incorrect, it will just skip it to the else. Let's just say if number one is 3 and number two is 1, but number one is 3 and number 3 is 4. No, then number 1 is not the highest number, so we'll just skip to the other else. Alright? But right now we're just saying number 1 is higher than number 2 and number 1 is higher than number 3. Then the highest number is number 1. Alright? If this isn't correct, we just go to the other else. And we go to the other condition right here. If number 2 is higher than number 1 and number 2 is higher than number 3, if these two conditions meet, then the highest number is number 2. Here we can like optimize the code and take out number 2 is higher than number 1, because if this one didn't meet, and obviously if he goes over here, it must be that number 2 is higher than number 1 by logic, but right now we're just doing it basic. Alright, if number 2 is higher than number 1 and number 2 is higher than number 3, then the highest number is number 2. And else this. Notice that we're not doing any conditionals, another if or anything, because the computer says, alright, if number 1 isn't the highest, if number 2 isn't the highest, then logically the number 3 is the highest number. So it's like you don't have to, it's like working more. It's like not understanding the logic you're doing. And this is pretty much the conditionals. Alright, we can just run it on the terminal so you guys can see that this code works. Alright, let me clean this out. Alright, mastery 18, as you see, compiled it, alright, no errors. Run it, insert the first number, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. The highest number is number 3. As you guys can see, the code. Number 1 is higher than number 2, no, then it just skips it. If number 2 is higher than number 1, yes. And number 2 is higher than number 3, no, because it's 2 higher than 3, no, then it just skips to the other else. As you guys can see. Alright, let's just do this again. Let's just make it that the second conditional is correct. Alright, go 1, 3, 2. The highest number is 3. Alright, as you guys can see here, he went number 1 is higher than number 2. No, it's false. Alright, it goes here. Is number 2 higher than number 1? Correct. Yes. And number 2 is higher than number 3? Yes, correct. Alright, bring out bring out the C out. The highest number is number 2. Hope you guys understand. This is pretty much the basic logic of conditionals, complicated conditionals. That's what I call it. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.